Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Bird for the Bike Shop. Hey, it's been a while since I've done a video for you guys, and with the weather turning nice, the mountain bike trails are going to start opening up soon, and maybe some of you are thinking of getting into mountain biking for your first time. And nowadays, there's a lot of different mountain bikes to choose from hardtails to full suspensions. But what we're going to talk about is our hardtails today, and the hardtails is a great type of bike to get into to just get started mountain biking and to enjoy just getting out in the outdoors at a good price point. Hardtails will typically range anywhere from $700 up all the way up to $3,000. But the ones that you're going to be looking at if you are wanting to actually do some mountain biking with will probably be closer to like that $800 to $1,500 range of bikes. But we're going to talk about two different type of hardtails that we carry in stock. We're going to talk about these. These are both for Marin bikes. One is called the San Quentin, and the other one's called the Bobcat Trail. These are both identically the same price bikes with the same parts and brakes and features, but they both ride completely different. So we're going to dive into each of them and talk about them, so that way when you come into the shop, maybe you have a little bit more educated decision on what type of bike would suit your needs better. So let's dive into it. All right, the first one we're going to talk about is the Marin Bobcat. The Marin Bobcat is a little bit more cross-country oriented for a hardtail. Cross-country meaning it's just meant for going out on longer rides that typically go uphill a little bit easier. And sometimes in a way they're sometimes more stable too. Cross-country bikes will typically have 29-inch wheels front and back. Unless it's a smaller frame, they might put a smaller wheel. But 29ers are pretty common for cross-country bikes. One, because they just roll faster, they roll over obstacles and bumps a little bit smoother without having to maneuver the bike so much. Your body position on it is a little bit more farther forward, which makes for a little bit more aggressive handling, so it's going to handle a little quicker around trees or turns. And then you usually have a little bit less suspension. If you're out covering a lot of distance and a lot of ground, having more travel can kind of hinder your pedaling and wear you out a little bit quicker. But yeah, the Bobcat's a great all-around trail bike, a little more cross-country oriented. For some of you that maybe have kids that ride in NICA for the schools, this is an awesome option to go with. They're going to be plenty competitive and be able to keep up with a lot of other riders on the Bobcat. So that's the Bobcat. We're going to jump into the San Quentin, and we'll talk about that one. All right, now we have the Marin San Quentin. This bike is at the same price point as the Bobcat we talked about, but it's intended for maybe a different type of rider out there. Not everyone wants to go out and climb hills and be the fastest uphill, or maybe not everyone wants to go do longer distance rides. Maybe you just want to go out and enjoy the trails and maybe be a little more playful with their bikes, as far as like maybe you want to find the jump to go off, or maybe you would rather find some drops or some steeper terrain to ride. The San Quentin's a great option to go with. Both of these bikes we looked at are at the $1,000 range, but this one's more suited for being able to jump. It's going to handle the downhills a little bit better, and the way they do that and to make it different is, one, we have a 27.5-inch wheel, so a smaller wheel than the Bobcat, which in ways makes the bike a little more nimble and agile, so it's easier to pick up the front wheel, whether you're going off a jump or a drop. It's going to go around tight turns a little faster at steeper terrain because the wheelbase is a little shorter. But we do have a slacker head angle on this fork as well, where the Bobcat's a bit steeper, so it's great for climbing. It's going to go around switchbacks real easily. But with the steeper head angle like the Bobcat, it's going to be a little bit more timid on the downhills when you have to maneuver around some rocks and ruts. Or having a slack head angle on this, like on this bike, it's going to be able to handle the downhills that have a little bit more technicality to them with more rocks and ruts, and not feel like you're going to go over the bars right away. Another type of rider that this bike suits, maybe you used to ride BMX bikes and you like to jump and bunny hop, and that's the type of rider you see yourself being. The San Quentin is just fun. It's a little more playful. It'll still go anywhere that the Bobcat that we talked about will go. Maybe a little slower up on the uphill, but it's going to be a little bit more fun on the downhills. Yeah, great option. It has the same gearing, same brakes. It's just, again, the geometry is a little different to be more playful and to be able to handle steeper terrain a little bit better. So there we have the Marin San Quentin. Let's get back to the other two and we'll finish up. All right, we just got done talking about each of these bikes. We talked about the Bobcat being a little bit more of a cross-country style bike, so if you're wanting to do longer distance rides or maybe a little bit faster pace climbing, the Bobcat Trail is a great cross-country bike, great for NICA riders if you're looking for a good entry-level bike. And then the San Quentin, that's a little bit more of a playful bike. They're both trail bikes. It's just the San Quentin is going to be more suited for someone who's going to want to do manuals or bunny hop or be a little more playful with the riding, where the Bobcat's going to be a little more stable and planted for those that just want to go out and enjoy the trails. Well, there you have it, guys. Have a great day. Bye.